All right, let me showcase the build first. I gotta convince y'all. Okay. So first, we're just gonna get some stacks up. We're just gonna get some little stacks up. Let's get some stacks up real quick. All right. Yeah. Then we're gonna bring this little stupid subjugator out. Oh, you ain't die for that? Okay. All right. And now the build should be cooking though. Yep. There you go. Yeah. There you go. Y'all see it. Y'all see it. They are getting cooked. They are getting cooked by one melee. They're getting cooked by one melee with the shattering. Yep. There you go. You see it. You see it. Alright, I showcased the power. I think that should have grabbed y'all attention, okay? That should have grabbed y'all attention now. Alright, so what's the build? What up, guys? Alchemist here. I got something nice for you. So today's build is very weird, kind of unique, but it's strong and powerful, and y'all probably would never seen it coming, okay? So we're using Warren God Caress, as y'all seen. We was getting Burning Fist stacks. Defeating a target with a melee or finisher grants escalating melee damage, which decays over time. Higher levels of Burning Fist grant increased weapon damage. But we're not here for the weapon damage, really. Sort of, kind of. But Warren God Caress increasing our melee damage. And then the exotic weapon we're using is Wicked Implement. I'm going to start calling this Wicked Crow because of Tachi in the community. He is like, he's been a lover of this weapon since it came out, and I've been like, you know, just dogging this weapon like, bro, this weapon ain't good. And then the moment Edge of Fate comes out and the whole new stat system came around and this artifact, Wicked Implement is just goated in this sandbox right now until next expansion, right? Renegade, right? But this weapon is goated right now. This and Monte Carlo. Those two weapons is like staples in the goddamn build crafting right now. It's kind of insane. But we're using Wicked Implement to make stasis shards and whatnot as per usual. And Warren God Caress. Now, the unique thing about this build that y'all probably noticed a little bit while I was just showcasing to you guys is the fact Warren God Caress says you get stacks from melee kills. I wasn't punching them. I was doing shatter and getting Burning Fist stacks, as you just seen. So the thing that's going on here is, since these crystals were made from my melee, the shatter damage is tied to my melee. So the shatter explosion is considered a melee kill. So every crystal here to do shatter damage will do melee damage. So I'm technically not punching quote unquote once here, I'm punching 8 times here. So I'm doing times 8 melee damage to these enemies with Burning Fist on with this melee. Bungie just buffed up this aspect for Titans called Howl of the Storm. It now does 2 melee charges. So I did it on accident. I was playing around with Severance Enclosure, and it does work with Severance Enclosure as well. The explosion shatter the crystals and stuff. But then I seen it work with Warren God Caress once I seen it worked with Severance Enclosure, because I was like, well, this power melee shatter damage is counting, so let me see if it works for Warren God Caress. And it did. And it works for heavy-handed, it works for hands-on, it works for any power melee trigger in this game. So the stats we want to go for in this build is 200 melee stat. Of course, I got 159, then I got 2 melee font zones, so that's 199. You want 200, okay? Other than that, that's it. You can go for 100 super, so you get your super back, because Behemoth is a very strong super, as long as you position yourself properly to keep slimming the ground for the crystals to keep shattering them. But yeah, you only need 200 melee in this build. Whatever other stat you go for is up to you, because we're gonna be mainly spamming our melee. We ain't gonna be using anything else in this build. Your energy weapon and heavy weapon can be whatever you want it to be, if you even pull them out, because you're gonna be spamming your melee all day and destroying the crystal with Wicked Implement. Y'all know the deal around here. All right, catalyst. The artifact. Artifact putting on stasis stuff, so we putting on one with frost so that we can reload quicker and have better stability with Wicked Implement. We got on frost renewal, so if we ever get critical health, we'll do a freeze pulse around us and get more frost armor. Of course, we need refresh threads and elemental coalescence in this build so that we can be able to spam our melee non-stop. We got fever and chill, so if we get kills with Wicked Implement, we'll get frost armor. And then we got elemental overdrive, so just give Wicked Implement 10% extra damage. And then we got shield crush on. We will have frost armor on, so this is going to increase our melee damage and recharge rate of our melee, which is the whole point of this build. Okay, so Wicked Implement getting powered up from this, Worm God Caress, and fragments we're going to have too. So to showcase the melee spam, since Bungie gave us 2 melees of this now, I can literally shoot this, shoot my crystals, and get a full melee charge already. So I literally can just spam this all day without being like super accurate and know that I'm always gonna have a melee on me to spam 24/7. So you got infinite melee in this build, basically. Y'all know how I set things up around here. You got infinite melee in this build, so don't be afraid to spam it 24/7 because you are able to do it. Okay, and the reason that is because not only could the Wicked Implement destroy crystals to make shards, but also Titan's aspect allows us to get shards from crystals. Say showering a stasis crystal or frozen target, which you automatically freeze enemies when you hit them with it, creates a stasis shard. This shard grants melee energy when picked up. Bungie buffed up the harvest aspects on all stasis classes, so Hunter, Titan, and Warlock. Warlocks don't come till next Tuesday, I believe, because it was a bug. It's not working. But all our harvest aspects now no longer have an internal cooldown. At first, you can only make like 7 fragments, and then you had to wait like 10 seconds from the first fragment you made, first shard you made. Now, there's no internal cooldown, so you can make infinite shards now. Infinite shards. So that domain expansion build I made for Warlocks with infinite turrets just got even more busted. You probably could put out like 4 or 5 stasis turrets out there once for the first one go away now, since there's no cooldown to the shards. And Warlocks got increased on their grenade recharge as well. So yeah, if you love that domain expansion build, because I know I love it, especially in my fire team, we all running it. It's insane. Enemies can't do nothing. Lock down everything. Everything's just a winter wonderland. And Christmas not even here yet. But yeah, that build even more busted. This build is busted, and then the Hunter Shuriken build should be even more busted as well. To be able to spam Shurikens all day. Obviously, Rally Barricade, Silver Strike. You know, we can't really change anything to that. We got Glacial Grenade on because we can throw a grenade out, shoot the crystals, get some shards so we can get back to our meleeing all day in case we do somehow mess up our combo. And fragments. Fragment, we got Whisper of Rhyme on, get ×8 frost armor, which gives us 50% damage resistance. We got on Whisper of Hunger, which increases the melee energy gained for picking up stasis shards. This is how we able to loop the shards very quickly instead of having to wait to get to shards. This helps us 24/7. But if you don't want to have this on, it's still possible to build. So in case you schedule the -20 melee stat, you can definitely pick a different fragment than this and still be able to pull it off. I don't even think your melee will be even slower. I don't think so, but you have to check and see. Okay. Whisper of Conduction to pick up the shards around me without me having to go pick them up myself. And then we got Whisper of Rending, so our Wicked Implement do 100% more damage to any enemy that's frozen and be able to break stasis crystals with one shot. I don't know what you will replace this fragment with. I'll be honest with you guys. So dealer's choice. Yeah, dealer's choice. Maybe Whisper of Fractures, maybe it'll count. But yeah. Armor mods, we got hands on, of course, get some melee, get some super energy from using our power melee all day. We got Harmonic Siphon on because we're using Wicked Implement, so any kill we get, make an orb. And then we got Special Armor Finder for our special weapon if we end up ever using it, but it's there. Arm piece, we got Heavy Handed on, so when we do get power melee kills, we make an orb. We don't got 3 on, so it won't be 24/7, but you know, we'll make an orb here and there. We ain't really using this for armor charges, I'll be honest, because of a different mod we got in our kit. We got 2 melee font mod for that plus 40, so I'm close to 200. I'm at 199 melee stat. We got our resist mod, mods on our chest piece. We got better already on, so when we pick up a orb, we start our health regen. We got on Stasis weapon surge, so that we can get that extra 11% extra damage, because we don't have no weapon stat in this build. And then we got elemental charge, which is very important in this build. It says collecting any elemental pickup has an escalating chance to give you armor charge. So if you pay attention to this, I got 0 armor charge right now. There's no enemies out here, so I can't make orbs. If I just shoot these and make shards, you see I got 2 armor charges from just 1 melee. So this makes it that I will always have consistent armor charges for me to have 200 melee stat. Very goated armor mod for Stasis with the no, you know, internal cooldown on the pickups. This is also a good mod for Iron Trace, since they have no internal cooldown as well. The fragments that help you make Iron Traces have cooldowns, but the Iron Trace itself don't have a cooldown. So if you can figure out how to use, like, I know Warlock's got a Zodi that just rains Iron Traces for them. Cold Heart rain Iron Traces. There's ways, okay, there's ways. But yeah, very goated armor mod people forget about for armor charges. And then class item, we got Outreach on, so we get melee energy whenever we use our class ability. Reaper on, so we get orb whenever we kill somebody for our weapon after the class ability. And then time dilation to make them armor charges stay on longer. As y'all see in the top right corner, -40. The build is very strong. The shards give me health, so I wasn't worried about health. I kept that 50% damage reduction, and I kept spamming the melee 24/7. So every enemy that came across me just got frozen, and I shattered them, and then got shards to get my health back. I never felt like I was in a danger with this build at all. And then when it came to the bosses, if I had burning fist stacks on me, they was taking 8 fists to the face from me breaking crystals on them. It was insane. So this build is really a shattering build. Break the ice, okay? And I ain't talking about a conversation. So hope you guys enjoyed this build. I got the armor set on for Smoke Jumper, so in case you can get 200 melee without needing font mods, which is very possible, you go three heavy-handed, so that you will always make orbs from all the shattering with the melee. And yeah, you will 24/7 pick up the Smoke Jumper set 2-piece for you to stay alive for more damage resistance, which I highly recommend. So if you get that 200 melee stat without needing fonts, hey, power to you, man. It's super strong. Anyway, this is probably one of my favorite builds by far. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys as always. And until next time, stay up.